Well, I want to thank all of you for being here and having an interest in what we've been doing this year. I want to thank you for your coverage of Duluth City Council and the way it affects and impacts our communities. My name is Emily. I've been serving as City Council President this year, and I've been so honored to do so. This has been an incredible group of people to work with. And we're here today to really talk just very briefly. My part is so short, and I'm excited about that because we're really here to hear from outgoing counselors, their perspective on their service and the many ways that their work has impacted Duluth. And I've been so honored to work with each and every one of these counselors here today. The Duluth City Council, of course, has been meeting twice a month since January, and along the way we've tackled countless issues from housing to streets and infrastructure, transportation, neighborhood health. There are so many issues that we've covered, and in many ways you've helped us cover these issues as media, and you've helped us engage the community in discussions that are important. The work that we do for different reasons, but I think the value we bring is a belief in our city and a sincere commitment that public service brings good things to people and good things to communities. And we only do our work because we have people that we get to work with. City councilors, of course, work as a body. There's 9 of us working in support of 86,000 residents. And before I go further, I think it's really important to acknowledge that our work happens because of amazing staff at the City of Duluth who help provide us with the information that we need, who challenge us if we need additional information to make different decisions, and actually who help make our work go really smoothly. And in particular, the city clerk's office, who does an enormous amount that you may or may not know about to help us prepare and run meetings, the attorney's office, and we have our attorney Gunnar Johnson here, who prefers not to be pointed out or to speak, but when he does, it's fun, and it's great to have you, and thank you, Gunnar, and your entire office and your team. PACT-TV, I know that you're listening because I saw you all back there, so come out for cupcakes. I know you like to sit behind in that booth. And special thanks to David Montgomery, who sits through every meeting along with Gunnar and other staff and helps us make the determinations that we need to. And today, Pakuli and Amy Norris were really helpful in getting this event going and making sure we had treats for everyone at the end. So on behalf of the City Council, it's been a great year, a busy year. There's more work to be done next year by an exciting council that's coming in with a lot of experience and passion and intellect. The council before you this year has been Councilor Filipovich, Zach Filipovich as an at-large counselor, Jay Fosley in the 5th District, Charlotte Gardner in the 3rd, Howie Hansen, who's pulling double duty today and representing the 4th District, Jennifer Gilsrud in the 1st District, Linda Krug as an at-large counselor, Barb Russ as an at-large counselor, and Joel Cypress in the 2nd District. So there are a few of us timing off the council. And today's really about lifting up their experience and honoring the many, many hours and commitment that they've put into City Council. So what we're going to do here is I get to step back, and we're going to go in order of Councilor Krug, Councilor Gilsrud, and Councilor Gardner. Each councilor has a few minutes that they can use and speak. And I encourage you, if you have follow-up questions, to address any councilor after the press conference and after you get a chance to have a cupcake. So thank you very much for being here. Linda? Oh, yeah.
Oh, I wanted to do that. Very good. Well, thank you, President Larson. And I want to sincerely thank the citizens of Duluth for believing in me and for electing me to this at-large Duluth City Councilor position. I also want to thank Mayor Don Ness, CAO Dave Montgomery, and City Attorney Gunnar Johnson, and all of the terrific people at City Hall who work hours and hours to make local government work. I ran 4 years ago because I wanted to be part of the team that helped to move this city forward, and I am grateful for the experience that I've had. It has not, I'd be the first to tell you, been easy, but we have accomplished a lot over the last 4 years. I'm amazed at some of the things we've moved forward in this city. And to the incoming counselors, I want to say just a few things. Mostly I want to say, be independent, be thoughtful, and be brave. Public service is tough. It's demanding. You operate in a fishbowl, and all you do and all you say is on display. Everyone has an opinion, and they want to share that opinion with you. And different groups of people want you to vote differently on every issue, each and every time. So counselors, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. The truth of the matter is that all of us in this room, we live somewhere in the middle. We live in it depends and maybe. But as counselors, we have to vote black or white, yes or no. So listen well, even when you don't agree, even when it's your council colleagues who are doing the talking. Have integrity and do what is right. And perhaps most importantly, never forget that the Duluth City Council is about Duluth, not the City Council. It's not about you. It really is about them. Oh, sure, you may find yourself at the center of some backroom deal, and you might get all puffed up when the media wants you to put on the mic and have an interview or a quote. But remember, Monday night meetings are not new episodes of House of Cards. And regardless of what others may say to you privately, you are not Frank Underwood. Remember, what you do here in this council has real consequences for real people. Never forget that. And so I reach the end of my time, and I pass the torch, and I wish everyone well. Thank you.
So I just want to briefly thank my constituents, my family, and my friends. I have thoroughly enjoyed serving. I love public service. I have especially enjoyed building the relationships with people across the city and in my neighborhoods. And I am going to miss public service, and I'm sure that I'll be back someday, which brings me to thanking all of the people in my neighborhood and throughout the city that have asked me to run for office again someday, and I'm sure that I will. But on another note, I wanted to say that I'm really excited to see a woman finally in the mayor's office, and yeah, it's really been fun to serve with my colleagues and with the city staff and get to know people like Mr. Montgomery and Don Ness and Gunnar Johnson. It's been a real pleasure to move some of the issues forward and find solutions to some of the tough challenges that we have facing us in the city. And thank you. That's it.
Well, hello, and thanks everybody for coming. I'm Charlotte Gardner, and I am completing my 8th year on the City Council. And I actually have little note cards. Howie gave me a hard time about that because I don't usually. But I just wanted to remember everything today. And how do you talk about 8 years in 3 minutes? Because that's what I'm trying to allow myself, because that's what we give the public when they come and stand right here to speak. And there are 3 things about the council that I will always remember and that I value deeply. And that is, I have had the honor of having all kinds of experiences with people with all different backgrounds. There are people I would have never met, never talked to, never interacted with, or worked with had I not been on the City Council. And it has been a wonderful opportunity and a wonderful experience. And the new friends that I have made, and that I have made, I think, for a lifetime. And I think some of you are here in City Hall and on the council and on past councils and in the city attorney's office and administration, and some are new councilors, and some of you are not here, and they're unexpected new friends. And in 8 years, I've experienced a lot of different things. I lost my dad while I was on the council. I lost a brother while I was on the council. I rescued a little dog who is my best friend while I was on the council, and I would never have had that experience. I would never have met or had my little dog had I not been working with Chum as a city councilor. I've made, again, unexpected friends that are going to be for the rest of my life, that are now in my life, for whom I'm very grateful. And then last but not least is the opportunity to create policy and to create good policy with my colleagues. I've seen 4 different councils while I've been on the council. When I was first here, I was the only woman, and it was a very different culture. And believe me, I knew very early on it was not about me because the culture itself of the council was different. And I like to think that I had a little something to do with changing that, and I certainly hope so. The policy that I have worked on in the last 8 years has run the gamut from now having chickens in the city of Duluth, which people chuckle, but it's a big deal. And it's really nice to get eggs and eat eggs from chickens for whom you know. There's land use issues, helping development and residents on Park Point by working with the legislature and ultimately changing the state laws so that they can have access to land that's near them when it's being sold. We preserved some land on Park Point, and we've sold some land, and we've won some and we've lost some. And I think that's how public policy works. One of the things I am most proud of being on the council is working with the community and diverse members of the community to establish a Citizens Review Board. And that Citizens Review Board is helping people of color and the police develop understanding and protecting their own interests and learning to work together. And that is one of the things of which I'm particularly proud. There are a number of other things, of course, and like this past year we've improved the rental codes and removed the burden of the conversion fee from owner-occupied dwellings, renting to single people. I worked with the taxi drivers and owners of the taxi company to develop a taxi ordinance that I think is comprehensive. It's helping companies improve their safety and standards, not only in their appearance, but also in the safety, and also in the safety of consumers, because taxis are now smoke-free. And so, we've done a lot of work. We've cleaned up the tie-breaking process for council appointments, which was a bone of contention for us, and we rose above that and moved forward. And we've changed council pay issue. We've removed the politics out of that by allowing the Charter Commission, and 59% of you, the public, did approve of that. So for that, for that direction, we're very grateful. And of course, we did ultimately raise council pay in a couple of years. I mean, you don't want to rush. The wheels of government move slowly. When I was council president in 2011, there were a lot of things that I presided over, again, a very different council, mostly men, and I enjoy working with, I learned a lot about myself in working with those folks and being council president. But one of the things that I'm particularly proud of, and my goal as council president, because I think we all, when we become council president, have a goal and want to see something accomplished. And one of those things was improving the committee process and strengthening the committee process on the council. We've got a little ways to go with that, but I think the council committees are working committees now. They're functional. The councilors understand their roles, and as our economic development in our city has expanded, so has the role of the council. And so it's really important that the committees continue to work and flourish, and I'm very happy to see that that is continuing to happen under the current leadership and with the current council. And for future councilors, I hope that you will feel free to call me if you have any questions about that piece, because that is one of my strengths, and I have a lot of knowledge in that area. And lastly, or among the last couple of things, I left the community and working with the community of downtown Duluth, particularly the Historic Arts and Theater District. That is something that I feel very, very good about, and I think having an identity for that part of downtown east of Lake Avenue to 10th Avenue East, being the Historic Arts and Theater District, is going to be something that we're going to see moving toward in the future. More people are going to be coming there, and as the North Shore eventually gets off the ground, I don't think that's going to happen in my term, but it'll happen very, very soon in the next year. And so for that, I think everybody in the community and everybody in the region is going to be benefiting from that. And I hope that I left the council and the city a little better than it was before I started. That is my hope. I think I did, and I feel good about leaving the council for that reason. And one of the little pieces of wisdom that I learned is that, and I'm talking as the oldest person on the council. I will no longer be that because I'll be not on the council, but I did learn that wisdom does not always come with age, and that wisdom comes from unexpected places. And I think as I leave, one of the pieces I developed in terms of being a better person is I'm a much better listener than I was before I got on the council. And then finally, thank you everybody, and thank you to the people of the 3rd District for allowing me to serve you. It has been my great honor and privilege, and thank you very much.
So thank you for being here today. Thank you to the residents of Duluth for partnering with your city council, for being here for meetings, for giving us your opinion, for letting us know what's important to you. This year is over now. We move into a new council and a new year, and it's going to be a wonderful year. We anticipate leadership at the council level being Councilors Filipovich and Cypress. I know they will be a strong, wonderful, efficient team and will help make sure everything continues to run smoothly. Councilors Krug and Jules Rude and Gardner, I have so enjoyed working with you, and really look forward to working with you in new ways in the new year. So thank you for being here.